Friends, my name is David Fisher and I'm the frontline staff worker here at Friends Peterborough, located in the heart of downtown Peterborough. Friends Peterborough is a charitable organization registered with the Canada Revenue Agency, and we have been here now for 13 years, celebrating 13 years this month in October of 2024. It's good to talk to you today. I wish I could be with you there in Haliburton, but this is second best, and I am looking forward to sharing what Friends Peterborough is all about. When I was asked 13 years ago if I would consider being the frontline staff worker, I was very excited about that because I wasn't working at the time, and the person who asked me from Selwyn Outreach Center thought that I would be ideal because I had worked in downtown Peterborough many years ago as the owner and operator of the Christian bookstore here in town. So Friends Peterborough, our mission statement is to offer help, hope, and a hand up to everyone who comes into our office, and we've been doing that, as I say, for 13 years now. There's many things that we do here. In the last few years, one of the main things we've done is to offer free income tax preparation for anyone who comes in. Most of our clientele are low-income people. Many of them are street people. Some of them are homeless. And so often this is a shelter for them to come in and just sit down and talk. And taxes is kind of a sideline for them. Every day we have snacks available, free water, and people come in every day there's certain ones that come in every day, same people, to avail themselves of our snacks and our water. Preparing income tax returns wasn't part of the original plan, but my co-worker Stephen Donaldson wanted to come alongside and join me here, and he had taken a course with H&R Block regarding income tax preparation. And so Stephen has joined me, and we've been doing this for 10 years. And you might not think that preparing income tax returns is a ministry function, but we have certainly found that it is, because once we get talking to our clientele, for example, if we ask them their marital status, they will say, well, that's kind of a touchy situation because my husband or my wife just left me a couple of months ago and I'm struggling to make ends meet. And then when they start talking about their situation, we can come alongside and often introduce what Jesus Christ can do in many of these difficult situations. And so tax preparation certainly has become a ministry function of what we do here. A lot of what we do is with senior citizens, and I'm right at home there because I'm one of those myself, but we help seniors with their preparation or their applications for old age security and the Canada Pension Plan. And each year we do hundreds of those. Service Canada send people up to our office. When they go in there asking for help with that, they send them to us. And so that's become one of the many things that we can do. And it's interesting how we've prepared those applications, and then a few months later, clientele will come in and say, I just got my first check, my first CPP check, and thank you so much for helping out with that. People ask, what all do you do at Friends? And I feel like saying, you come on in and sit here for a day and you'll see a lot of different things that we do. Just recently, a lady came in a motorized wheelchair. It was raining outside and she was wet, and she pulled up to the table, and I asked her how we could help her. And she just began to unfold and tell me her story. And I asked her how long she'd been in Peterborough, and she said just a short period of time, just a matter of days. And I asked her where she was living, and she said, well, under a tree. And I said, oh, that's interesting. And she said, I'm living under a tree with my son, who is in his 30s, and with our service dog, and living over near Beavermead Park. And she, as she told me her story, I thought, wow, this is quite the story. And so at the end of it, I said, I've got a sleeping bag in the back that I'd be glad to give you. And she says, oh, that would be great. And so I brought it out, and she said, just tuck it in behind me on the seat there and let it hang over the back. And as she went out the door, and it was raining, I thought, oh boy, that sleeping bag's going to get wet. But I thought, at least I have done today what I feel my mission is, and that's to be a load lifter or a burden bearer for a weary pilgrim that comes in today. And that happens every day. There's never a day when there isn't a situation where we can just show Christian love and kindness and compassion. And on our brochure, it says we can offer a listening ear and a compassionate heart. And listening has been one of my strong points all these years, through all the different ministries I've been involved in. I'm a listener, and often that's what people need. Just as they unburden themselves and tell their story, I can listen and not interrupt, just listen, and then offer them encouragement, help, share what Jesus Christ can do in a life that's troubled. One day, somebody was driving by, and they saw the sign that says Friends Peterborough, offering help, open a hand up. And he drove around the block, and he came back, and he came in, and he said, I saw the sign. I wondered what you were all about. And so we began talking to him. I had a couple of other staff members here at that time. We began talking to him, and he said, I really need help. My marriage is struggling. I'm struggling. And I wondered how you could help me. The Lord seemed to open up the conversation so I could tell him about what Jesus Christ can do in a life that's struggling, in a heart that's broken. And so we shared the love of Jesus with him. He said, I would love to have that. We prayed with him, and he received Jesus Christ into his life. And just recently, I talked to him online, and he said, I remember the day. I remember all the circumstances involved when I came into Friends, and I met a new friend, you, David, but I met a friend that sticketh closer than a brother, the Lord Jesus. And he thanked me again for being here and being available for people. And that's what we are. I come in every day praying that we would be a blessing to somebody. We do all kinds of things. We have a table here with food on it that's been donated. And just today, we put a whole new literal pile of food on the table. And most of it's gone already. These people come in and they don't want to wait in line at a food bank, but they see the food on the table, and often it's first-time people. They look in the window shop, and then they come in and they say, can I have something? I say, you help yourself. We've got a bag to put whatever you take in, and thanks for dropping in, and they're so grateful. So Friends Peterborough, we want to be a friend for anyone and everyone. Some people say, is this just for street people? No, it's for anyone and everyone. I mean, even those with a big bank account, sometimes they need a friend as well. And so in my past vocation, where I was chaplain to the Toronto Blue Jays for 29 seasons, I was working with high-income people. Then the Lord opened a door to work with low-income people. And I found that wherever he's placed me, I've been able to share his love and tell people of his care and compassion for them. And so, again, I thank you for considering Friends Peterborough as a worthy recipient of your dollars. And again, thank you for this time this opportunity to share my life and my ministry here.